What is up, everybody? I'm Get Flanked, and in this video I'm going to show you that Caveira actually has a pretty broken perspective issue that's associated with her silent step ability. Now, to my knowledge, this isn't something that has been reported on yet, and I'm surprised because it's something that I believe has been with Caveira the entire time she's been in the game. I haven't seen anybody, talk about this before, which is pretty surprising because it's pretty game-breaking in my opinion. You're going to see throughout the clips that I show you here that this perspective issue is broken. It's just downright broken, and it gives Caveira a pretty big advantage in the right circumstances. As far as what brought all this on, I was streaming the other day, and this happened. I was in 90. Okay.
One friendly operator remaining.
I never saw her. Now, clearly I did think it was weird at the time, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. There are perspective issues in this game from time to time where somebody can see you and you can't see them. There's times when you're looking down sights and your ACOG casing will cover a person. But as I looked at that clip again, it really looks strange to me because you can see from her kill cam that she's just peeking over top of that desk the entire time. And the fact that I couldn't see her head really at all, I just got a very small glimpse of her hair kind of flopping around at the end, was really strange to me. So I decided to go into a custom game and see if I could reproduce and figure out what happened in this clip. And what I found out is that when Caveira enters her silent step while she is crouched and behind an object, it lowers her profile to the point where you really can't see her behind the object, as you're seeing in this clip right now. When she's leaning back and forth while the silent step is enabled, it makes her virtually impossible to actually see. You're going to see right now she goes in a silent step. This is her. You can't see her at all. The problem with this, as I'll show right now, is that her sights don't change. Her perspective remains the same. And this is Caveira's perspective on the screen right now. While she's doing this, while she's, hunched down and is this hard to see, from her perspective, she's looking over top of this object and nothing changed. As you saw in that clip, whenever I enter silent step, my sights don't move at all. My weapon is still pointing over top of that object I'm crouched behind. And in this view right here, you're going to see me watching Caveira do this from the side. You can see just how much she does lower her profile when she does this. Her weapon's actually pointed right into the middle of that object she's crouched behind. But the issue here is that what happens when watching Caveira from third person isn't what happens from Caveira's actual perspective. And this is a major problem. Now, I think this clip right here really demonstrates the problem the best. This is the same clip from dual perspectives. So on the left is the Caveira, on the right is the Ash. You see Cav right now goes into silent step. On the right there, I can't see her at all. You can see that Cav could see the Ash perfectly the entire time. I'll play that clip a couple times because, again, I think it perfectly demonstrates exactly how bad the problem is. Now, when I reproduced this, my next line of thought was, okay, maybe this is an isolated incident with this particular object on this particular map. So we moved around the map and tried it in different locations. And sure enough, we were able to reproduce this in several different locations throughout the map. As you can see on the screen right now, this is in Trophy. I made 100% sure that that object that Caveira's behind is not penetrable. And you can see she crouches behind it and pretty much disappears and is able to shoot me the entire time. Once again, her perspective does not change while behind that. Her sights are over top of the object, and she has perfect view of me. Here's the side profile of her behind that object. You can see how low she gets there when she enters silent step, and you can again see what the issue is here. From there, we moved into astronomy, and here Cav is behind that desk that I'm looking at right there. And you're going to see that this is, once again, her doing this and her pretty much disappearing behind of it. And again, you'll actually see her kill me here, and you'll see the kill cam and what it looks like from her perspective. And this is shocking. Like, I honestly, I cannot believe that this is in the game, to be completely honest with you, and that this hasn't been made a bigger deal. Again, look at this kill cam. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it's I don't know. I'm honestly kind of shocked right now. I mean, and again, if somebody's reported on this already and I missed it, I apologize, but I haven't seen anything about this, and that's what really surprises me. Now, the next step for me in trying to research this was to go to a different map to see if it was possibly just an issue with Villa. And here we are on Border in Office, and once again, we were able to reproduce this in several different spots throughout this map. I mean, that's actually insane right there. Watch her perspective right there. When she actually downed me, I couldn't see her at all. Watch her perspective in this kill cam. I mean, she's aiming at my head. And I don't know what else to say here, guys. Like, this needs fixed ASAP. I know that most people aren't using her silent step to sit behind objects and hold lines of sight, and I think maybe that's why this hasn't been a bigger deal so far. But I mean, if you manipulate this right, you could definitely use this to your advantage in a lot of different situations. So once again, just to summarize, there is an issue with Caveira's silent step ability in that when you use it while crouched, it lowers your profile to the point that it'll actually hide you behind objects on several different maps and several different situations throughout the game, but it doesn't actually change your line of sight for Caveira herself. So this gives Caveira a perspective advantage, an unfair perspective advantage in several different instances throughout the game. So how would I recommend that they fix this? Well, I think that the simple answer would be that you need to change Caveira's first-person perspective to match her third-person perspective. So when she lowers her profile there by entering silent step, it should lower her sights as well, and she should have to shoot through those objects. If they're not actually penetrable objects, then her bullets would just bounce off of them. That would be the most logical fix, in my opinion. If that's too difficult for some reason or another, then I think you've got to remove that lower profile that she enters when she gets the silent step active. And I understand why that's in the game right now. It's, you know, to make her seem even more sneaky, I guess. I understand why that's there. It's part of her ability, part of her character to kind of lower her profile like that when she goes into silent step. But if you can't fix this with the perspective issue, then you need to remove it. That's really the bottom line, in my opinion. Okay, that's it for the video. Just wanted to get this out there so that you're aware of it. Hopefully this will get fixed soon. It's definitely really frustrating to dice somebody who you can't see, and then to see the kill cam and see that their perspective was perfect the whole time. That's not something we should have in this game. I do realize there are perspective issues in pretty much all first-person shooters, but I think this goes well beyond your normal perspective issues that you see in a lot of games. So hopefully this gets fixed soon. If you all enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.